And we're live. Hi, everyone. I am Brittany with the
Hi.
Cosmic Lunar Soul. Of course, I have with me Priscilla from A Life Full of Simplicity. Hi, Sil.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hope you guys had a great holiday. This is our kickoff for 2024, and we're going to be
Yep.
doing our top 3 Oracle and Tarot decks, and we have a few honorable mentions as well. If
Yep.
you saw our video from last year, we broke it up because we had so many. We had what was it, a top 5,
Yeah, I
I
think it
think,
was, yeah, we
for
did like
each?
we did 5 each.
Yeah.
And I think we had like a few extra like honorable mentions or whatever
Yeah.
in each video. We split it into 2 separate videos.
That's what I thought. So this year, your girl was on her best behavior and didn't buy that much. So we were able to condense it down into one video. Excuse me in advance
Yeah.
of getting myself together from cold. But hi, Cozy Core Craft.
Hi, Tara.
Terrace. Gosh, you're so good with names. I'm so bad
Yeah.
with
Well,
names.
we talk all the time.
That helps.
Yeah. Hi, Lana.
Hi, Alana. How are you doing? Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, let me just organize my pile. So we're gonna get started with our top 3 tarot. They're not in any particular order,
No.
but if you guys have one or if you like any of the ones that we picked, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Sil, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, before I do that though,
Oh yeah.
I wanted to have you guess and have anyone who's watching guess how many decks you think the total number of decks you think came into my collection in 2023?
And this
Just
includes stuff you
everything.
bought,
Everything.
everything. Okay.
Everything. All the decks. Bought, gifted, Lenormand, Kipper, Oracle,
Oh
Tarot,
gosh.
all the decks. Just give us a number.
Um,
Let's see who's closest.
I'm gonna say 50.
Tara, over 20.
I know, I still have to think about it. But I'm getting better. 100. I love the array of answers here.
So, actually, Alana was closest. 125 decks
Holy guacamole.
in 2023.
That makes sense because I forgot you also got onto Hay Houses
Yeah,
this show.
I got onto Hay House, Schiffer Red Feather.
Oh,
I
I
already
forgot
have,
about that.
yes, Running Press. I'm still
Yes.
one of theirs. I've gotten decks from Andrews McMeel Publishing. Yeah, it's been crazy, crazy. Hey,
That's
Annette.
Hi, welcome. We just
So,
learned, if
yeah,
you're just joining, that Sil got, what did you say, 112 decks in?
125 decks
125. My brain can't
into
even comprehend.
yeah, that's how many decks came into my collection in 2023. And I'm actually going to break it down. So we're going to start with tarot. So in tarot, I had 55 tarot decks enter my collection. 16 of them I actually bought myself,
Oh my gosh.
and 39 were gifted to me out of the 55. So by gifted, I mean I received them either for review, I won them in
Okay.
a giveaway, or they were actual gifts.
Okay. Okay. I was
So
like, dang, you get a lot of gifts.
yeah, so that's what I mean by gifted. I received them for free pretty much. I didn't pay for them. That's
Right.
what I mean.
Okay.
So yeah, so I chose my 3 decks. It was really hard
Out
because
of 55, I can imagine.
yeah. So I picked my strategy when I was going through my list was I wanted to pick decks that I actually used in 2023. So I actually had experience with, I used them for long periods of time or, at different points throughout the year.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that was really my strategy going in. It was decks that I really, really used a lot. So for tarot, I wanted to first mention the first one is going to be the Gentle Tarot.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
could
so I
see
I
that.
actually won this in a giveaway that Alana ran. Um, and I used this so much. I got in the beginning of the year of 2023. I think it came into my collection in February, I think, something like that.
Uh-huh.
This is the first edition, second printing. of the first edition. So it has a different box, and the guidebook is smaller.
Oh,
Smaller than
okay.
the first.
I remember when you got this. Well, I remember explicitly when you won it.
Yes, because you won, because she did a giveaway where you won the Song of the Grandmothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she gave me the option of either taking this or something else, and I
Yeah.
ended up um taking this with the big book. So she also
Mhm.
sent me the big book as well. Lana, who's in the chat. Three degrees of love divination, in case anyone was curious. Um so yes, and I love this deck. I use it so much in 2023. I'm still using it now. Now that I have the Song of the Grandmothers, which I won in
I think that would
Kara's
pair
giveaway.
beautifully.
Yes, and I did pair them in my video. So I
Oh, you
posted the
did?
Song of
Okay.
the Grandmothers video on Friday.
Awesome. It's on my list to watch, but you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, Syl did a flip through and then a pairing with this deck.
Yes. And they're
So
beautiful together.
I
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
as you were flipping through, I was just thinking how well they would go together.
Yes. And I do really love this deck. This is just the matte version. Of course, she has different versions on her website. There's a pocket edition and then the linen option.
Oh, that's right. I was like, what is the third one? I couldn't remember.
Yeah. So yes, and then I have the big guidebook, but it's behind me, so I can't reach it.
Yeah, it's okay.
And the big guidebook is fantastic. So if anyone ever wanted, like, this one comes with a guidebook that fits the box. But if you really want to go deeper with every single card, the bigger guidebook is absolutely spectacular when it comes to this particular deck.
Uh-oh. And that's good to know because sometimes there's no difference between the guidebooks. So it's
Mhm.
nice to know if there's a reason to get the bigger version of one.
Yeah. The bigger version goes into way more explanation on the cards.
Mhm.
It also gives way more information, and there's spreads and things that aren't. I think there's more spreads than there are in the this particular guidebook that comes with the deck itself. She
Yeah.
also has deals on her website where you can get bundles. So if you bought like the book and the deck together, you would
Mhm.
get a special or something like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So yeah. And then the next deck that I chose that also entered my collection last year, earlier in the year. When did it enter? March, April, something like that. May, maybe. The Midnight Magic
Mhm.
Tarot. I had this pre-ordered since 2022.
Is that the mushroom deck?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
I love
remember
mushrooms.
you talking about
Yes,
this for a
I
while.
love mushrooms. I love the artwork on this deck. I literally pre-ordered this sight unseen.
I remember that.
Yes, there was no photos when I pre-ordered it. There wasn't even a I think was there the box cover only? No, I don't even think there was any photos whatsoever. I just saw mushrooms and I was like, "Okay." And then they put the artwork of the box and I was like, "Oh my god, yes. I'm glad I pre-ordered this because absolutely amazing." Yes, the linen edition. I want the pocket. That's what I want. The pocket edition of the Gentle Tarot. But I love this deck. This is by Sarah Richard, published by Adams Media. Yeah, Adams Media. And I love her art style. Her artwork is absolutely
I feel
amazing.
like that deck would pair really well with the Dirt Gems Oracle.
Yes, I think so too. I haven't unboxed the Dirt Gems yet, the
Mm,
mass market version. So I haven't seen, but this was definitely in my mind as one that I think would pair nicely,
mhm.
especially since it's black. So black
Yes.
with black, I feel like would pair well. But yes, she does have an Oracle deck that I've gotten recently, but I
Oh,
haven't used
okay.
it yet. Called the Green Witches Oracle.
Yes, I
With
remember
her,
hearing about this.
yes, and this is her. It has her art style, but the guidebook is written by someone else. So these two would also pair really well together because art styles are the same. But I love this deck, and I used it a lot last year.
Mhm.
I don't remember what I paired it with. I paired it with the mushroom oracles that I have. The 2 mushroom oracles that I
I
have,
mean,
that
that would
I
make
paired
sense.
with them, in the video, my unboxing video of this. Yeah, I
Mhm.
paired those 2 mushroom decks, oracles that I have. What's going on here? Wrong way.
I'm not a mushroom girly myself, but I do like the style of that deck. Like,
Yeah,
if
it
it was
feels
the same style, but with,
dark.
like, animals, I'd probably be more into it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, if she put out an animal deck, I'd be all over that shit.
Yeah. I feel like it would look a lot like the
Ooh,
Wildwood
Nocturne.
Tarot, I think I might be thinking of.
Wildwood. Maybe.
It would look similar, I feel like. It would have a similar vibe.
Maybe. But yeah, I do love that. One of my absolute
Mhm.
favorites. And then the last one that I'm going to show is another indie deck. So I showed 2 indies, 1 mass market, and
Oh
that's the
gosh.
Practical Magic Inner Witch Tarot. This is by Grounded by the Moon. So Joseph from Grounded by the Moon.
Oh, I
Um,
remember this.
yeah, he sent me this for a review, along with his Oracle deck.
Uh-huh.
And I love this deck. I've been using it nonstop since I received it in December. Was it December? End of November? I don't remember, but I love this deck so much.
I wanted to like it.
It's simplistic,
I think that's my problem with
which
it.
I really like. He did change the everything is based on the elements, which
Yeah.
makes sense for a witch deck in my opinion. And then
Mhm.
he did change the quartz, but there's a card in here that has the changes as well as the guidebook. So for me, it's not too much of a big deal. I usually just look at, if I forget, I just look at the card that
Mhm.
comes with the deck, which is great. But I actually really love this. I don't mind um a nice simplistic deck. I do get the meanings from this, and I have been using it. I've also been using it in my Cozy Tarot Sunday blog
Yeah.
posts as well. What did Annette say? The partial magic oracle actually pairs well with the
Midnight
midnight
Magic Tarot.
magic tarot. Okay. But yes, I do really love this. This deck is out of print now.
Oh,
He
is
did
it?
tell me that he was, because it's sold out. It's sold out on his website. He did tell me
Oh,
that he was planning to work on a second edition, but I don't know
okay.
when that will be because he's currently trying to send out or finish receiving stock for the last Kickstarter he ran, because he did like a grimoire style oracle
Yeah. I
decks,
think
like
I
3
remember
decks
seeing
that are,
that.
yeah, one's an animal one, the other one's like herbs and plants, and then the third one's like crystals, I think.
Mhm.
And it's like grimoire style, so everything looks like it's on parchment kind of paper. It's like
Yeah.
really cool. It's well done. I really like the look of it. Oh, practical magic. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I don't know that oracle deck. Practical magic. Yes, practical magic. Actually, yeah, that would actually look really good together because the oracle has like little borders on on the corners, just like the midnight magic deck. So yeah, that would actually pair really well together in
Oh.
my opinion too. So yes. So those are my 3, and then some honorable mentions, other decks that I really enjoyed working with, other tarot decks rather, that I really enjoyed working with in 2023, but we can only do a top 3, so I
Which is
wanted
hard,
to
I know
mention
for
it
you.
was really hard, yeah. So, the literary tarot, I got that for my birthday in December.
I was shocked that that just wasn't a top 3, honestly.
Yeah, oh my god, it was
I
competing
was
with this one, and I was like, "Which one? Which one?" And I was
when
like,
you
"Oh,
pulled
you
out
know what? I'll
that
just
last
do
one,
this
I
one."
was just in my head, I was like, "Keep it together."
I know. I
I
really
would have
wanted
lost
that. I was
that
like,
bet.
"Oh, should I do a top 4?" But I was
I
like, "No, I have to be good. I have to be good." I'll just say it as an honorable mention. Yes. The literary here, I love that deck so much. I haven't used it as much as this one, so that's why I kind of was like, okay, maybe I'll just put it as like an honorable mention, but I love that deck so much. It's so
Funny.
beautiful. The Lightseers Pocket Edition, I love it. Love Pocket Edition so much. This Might Hurt Tarot. I was thinking you would probably mention that, so I was like, okay, I'll just let her mention that if she was going
You're
to
like,
mention it.
you'll let me and my Peasley 5 deck self have that one.
I love that deck. The fact that it turned into mass
Hi,
market, I was
Freya.
really, really excited
Yeah,
about it. So I love that. And then the Necronomicon that came out in September, and that deck was so freaking creepy. I loved it
yes.
so much,
I was
so much. It
this
was
close to
really
buying it. Very close.
it was the deck itself, like the imagery, the cards, really well done. The guidebook could have been better in my opinion, but I love the artwork so much that I overlook the guidebook. I just
Yeah,
don't use it because
yeah.
I can read the cards pretty well without the guidebook in my opinion.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love the art in that deck and I thought it was well done in my opinion. The cardstock was nice, and inside editions sometimes they have where they go up and down with their cardstock, but that deck, luxurious. The cardstock is so soft. I was like, oh.
Mm.
And I said in my video, Inside Editions, this cardstock, use only this cardstock,
Only this card stock for the
this
end of
cardstock.
time.
So yeah. What about you?
Okay, so since you mentioned one of them, I will go ahead and start off. This Might Hurt is mine. So, contrast to you, I only had 5 tarot decks come in last year. I was on a low buy for anybody that missed that in the beginning, so I'm
Yeah.
very proud of myself. Um, this Might Hurt is I actually got the limited edition or special edition, whatever they call it. So
Yeah.
it came with the This Might Help. No, this yeah, This Might Help Oracle,
Yeah.
but I just love this deck. I love it so much. I will say the box is very cumbersome though. It's very annoying because it's like boxception. There's like 2 boxes happening here.
Yeah.
But I really like how the guidebook is unique. Um, the guidebook's unique in how it's set up because it feels very much like you're talking to the author, and it makes it really relatable in ways that sometimes tarot may not be, especially if you're like
Mm.
just learning. But so the let's see, I'll just show like a page. The guidebook's just nicely illustrated, very well constructed. I like the setup. And then the cards. So, as like a streamer, generally I don't like these high gloss cards because of this. Like it's annoying. But I love the artwork. It's so like it has that interesting like it's cartoony without feeling childish, I guess. There's still a lot of depth to it
Mm.
that I really enjoy. And also, I will say too, this passes all the vibe checks of a lot of the Empress cards that I don't like. And it just has like this lovely set of colors. I think that the quartz are really relatable in them.
Mm.
There's diversity, and just look how much the colors pop. It just,
Yeah.
I love it so much.
That's why they chose gloss, because in a
Yes.
gloss cardstock the colors pop more.
Which is why I quickly got over it. I was like, "It's fine."
Yeah.
But I just like, look at that. That's so beautiful, and it's like you can just get lost in the cards. Um, I would say too that maybe if you're trying to use this deck, it leans a little on the positive side instead of it being
Mm.
neutral, but I don't mind that so much because I feel like I am the opposite of that, so it balances out in a way. Um, that's my way of saying I tend to be very pessimistic, I guess, or
Yeah.
overly realistic. So, but I really just I love this deck. When I pulled it out for like my one of the monthly challenges, I was like, "Oh my gosh, why haven't I used this in months?"
I know,
So
it's really good. She did a really Isabella Rotman did a fantastic job on it. I was so happy when it was picked up. Yeah, a lot of people complain about the boxes a lot. I personally don't mind them. I could care less about those things because I'll just take it out and then use it,
Yeah,
and it'll just be in a drawer, so it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, I love that deck so much. And she just a plug for her. She has a Lenormand coming out this year with Liminal 11. So in case
yeah.
anyone still likes her work and wants a Lenormand by her, it's set to release I think in the summer or something.
I am low key looking forward to that. I have to look at like pictures and stuff because I'm still
Yeah.
kind of trying to stay on my low buy kind
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
don't I don't know if there's pictures yet. Let me look actually.
And while you do that, my next one is actually this Dark Reflections deck. I
Oh,
literally bought it
yes.
on a whim because I just wanted something for spooky month. Literally the only reason I got it. And then I was just like, "Oh my gosh, it's so macabre." And then the guidebook. So the guidebook is laid out a little differently than normal guidebooks. It has like the cliche um like, the card meanings, it has the planets, the elements, all of that. But then it gets into like shadow traits to explore, challenges when repressed, growth opportunities when accepted, and then questions to ask yourself when you pull the card. And I just really love the concept of this guidebook because it makes you think outside of what regular guidebooks generally give you. Also, this was a really lovely box for, I mean, this is mass market now, so it's a really lovely box for that.
No,
And
actually it's not mass market. It's still indie, but you
oh,
can get it on Amazon US, Canada, and I think UK, but through their shop. So they have a shop on
oh,
Amazon.
okay.
And
Sorry, I misspoke.
it still belongs to them, but
Okay,
Amazon will ship on their behalf. So they have to send stock to Amazon, and
I
Amazon will then
see.
ship it for them. So it makes shipping more affordable, and they
Yeah,
get to reach more people, but the deck is still indie because the price is still crazy.
gotcha.
Yeah,
So similar to how Sil was mentioning how creepy the Necronomicon is, this
yeah.
one is very macabre. It's a very dark deck. I really like it for the idea of using it for shadow work because everything seems to be the dark aspect of each card. So where I said that the this might hurt tarot was a little maybe more on the positive side, this is its like polar opposite. um like, look, the 6 of Cups, generally really, like, pleasant card, very nostalgic, but this is really, like, darker, and it kind of forces you to explore the darker sides of some cards that you normally wouldn't.
So good.
Yeah, I really, really like this. I, love the artwork. It's still very much a clone, but it's, like, making you think a little bit more than maybe traditional clones would. And of course, as I mentioned, the guidebook really just knocks this out of the park as well. And I like the cardstock. It has this like nice like bouncy cardstock here that it's matte, but yeah, you it has a light coating to it. So I feel like they did a really good job with these cards. I really like them. But I like to use this for more like shadowy stuff, more like self exploration, maybe not for like everyday use. But I did use this for obviously all of Spooky Month because a lot of the prompts during Spooky Month tend to be about that stuff, anyways. Um, and then the last one that I have is actually the Eldritch Overload.
Oh yeah.
I freaking love this deck. It's all my decks are that I picked are like wildly different from each other. But this is basically a cyberpunk deck. Look at the backs of the cards. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Like
So good.
if Tron and like gosh,
Any sci-fi
yeah.
futuristic
And like look how
thing.
vibrant the cards are. They're just so colorful. Ah, I love them. Like this is the 8 of Wands. and it's just a bunch of like cyberpunk arrows. It's just so cool. Um, I like this also came with like a really, really big guidebook. The guidebook had some misprints. The people responded to that, so I kind of like that their customer service is kind of on point in terms of responding to customer inquiries and stuff like that. But there's a whole game that goes along with it that I haven't done yet, but it's on my list of to dos this year.
Mhm.
Excuse me. But I also really like the cardstock. I like that the edges aren't foiled, but there's a lot of foiling on the cards.
Yeah.
So this, as a streamer, is the opposite problem of the high gloss cards, where it just pops on camera. And all of these vibrant colors are just beautiful. I paired this with the Plutos of Oracle deck. It didn't quite pair 100% the way that I thought, but I
Mm.
did love how the colors complemented each other. And
Yeah,
then here's the namesake.
with
Or,
the purples and stuff.
the purples and blues and pinks just really complemented everything. Um, but I love how this deck feels in your hand too. It's like the perfect card thickness for my tiny hands. But I will say the guidebook that comes with the deck isn't necessarily anything to write home about. It's very just mid, black and white, kind of has everything that you need, but it doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you much of anything extra.
Yeah.
So, which is fine because I got the big book to go with it. And I would say that my honorable mention, since we're going to do just an honorable mention, will be my Unfolding Path Tarot.
Oh, yes, I love that deck too.
I really, really like this deck. The only reason it didn't make the top 5 for me was I think I just didn't use it as much throughout the years I thought I would. But when I use it, I still thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, thank you for putting the link in.
Yeah, so I found they only have the cover. That's it. So if you click the link, you'll only be able to see the cover of the deck.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll take you to Amazon Canada, but yeah.
It might.
I don't know if Amazon US has a. Actually, let me look. .com.
Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't even show on Amazon.com. Oh, wait.
It kind of wanted to pop up on Barnes and Noble, but it didn't.
Oh, yeah. It's not on Amazon.com yet, but when is it set to release? April 9th, apparently.
April 9th. Okay.
Yeah. There's going to be 36 cards, so the 36 traditional Lenormand cards with 10 additional people cards. So you'll get
Oh,
to choose the people cards that you want to
I
keep
love
into the
that.
deck, which is great. But yeah.
Well, I look forward to that.
But if you just wanted to see the cover's there on Amazon Canada. If you click the link, maybe it'll take you to Amazon Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were your top 3 Oracle?
Okay, so for Oracle, I had 63 Oracle enter my collection in 2023. 15 I bought myself. 48 were gifted. Hay House puts out a lot of Oracle decks. They put out a lot more Oracle than Tarot. So I'm pretty sure a lot of those are from Hay House that I got for review. So, yes. So the first deck that I'm going to mention is going to be the Astro Alignment deck. This is the Mystic Mondays Astro Alignment deck from Running Press. I got this from Running Press, obviously, for a review. I love this astrology deck. I have several astrology decks in my collection. This is the number one for me when it comes to astrology. It has all the cards needed to cast a birth chart, if you wanted to do it using a deck. And it's just, I don't know, it's small enough to cast the full chart if you wanted to do that. So that's
Yeah.
great. It has keywords on it. It tells you what it is. I think this deck was really well done. It's a round deck, but it's small enough to shuffle. No one should have a problem. It's not big like the archetypes, the Wild
Yeah.
Unknown archetypes. So no one should have a problem really shuffling this because it's pretty small. And it's in Mystic Monday's typical art style. She does like that kind of digital art,
Yeah. Mhm.
which I like. I have all her decks. All the other ones I've bought myself. This was the first one that I received for a review. And it has everything. So you have no cards missing. Typically, what I look for in a good astrology deck is obviously it needs to have all the houses, all the zodiac signs, and then um, all the planets, the main planets, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, and it needs to have Pluto. Your astrology deck, if it doesn't have Pluto and it's not classical astrology, no, thank you. No, thank you. Because in classical astrology, I do have one deck that's classical. It goes up until I think Saturn or Jupiter, one of those, and doesn't have Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, which makes sense because in classical astrology, they don't those planets didn't exist. Those three specific planets are modern astrology, so they're newer. So
Mhm.
if you have a deck that's modern astrology, it should have Pluto in it, and I get really annoyed when Pluto's not there. Here, little Pluto,
Justice
Pluto.
for Pluto.
Yeah, because NASA doesn't deem it as a planet. There was like that whole thing where it's not a planet, it's a planet, it's not a planet, it's a
Who
dwarf
put
planet, it's
NASA
all
in
this thing.
charge? Nobody trusts
And
them.
but the thing is, like, like astronomy and like astrology is not really the same. Like, even if
Right.
you deem Pluto not a planet, it's in astrology, it's always going to be a planet because it's always going to be in your chart, right? So it doesn't
Right.
really make sense to me when people write books or put decks and they don't include Pluto. Like, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You can't just now take out an entire planet out of a birth chart. Like, okay.
As a core millennial, Pluto will always be a planet to me.
Same, same. But it also has things that I really like the ascendant card, like in a card for your ascendant sign,
Mhm.
which is your rising sign. It also has descendant, the IC, the MC, which I think are cards that are really important. They're the angles in your chart, so they're
Yeah.
the ones that make the lines. Um, I think those are important, and I have several decks that don't even include cards for those, which I use the deck in other ways then because
Yeah.
I find that in order to cast a birth chart, I think it's really important to have those cards. And then if you wanted to know the difference between this and like star codes, this has like the elemental cards where star codes doesn't. Or if you wanted the difference between heavenly bodies and this, heavenly bodies doesn't have a card for the rising sign. It doesn't have all the asteroids. This has all the asteroids.
You should
There's
do
like
a, video where you, like, do an example.
I'm actually planning on it. I have all the astrology decks that I have. I'm planning to like talk about the differences and what's lacking in some of
Yeah.
them and what makes a good astrology deck in my opinion, like for me specifically. I
Yeah.
also have several books and things that I want to talk about as well, but
Yeah.
I love this deck specifically for casting a birth chart. And I did do a workshop with Mystic Monday. So I'm part of their coven thing that they had that she
Yeah.
has, Grace, and I ran a workshop for her members on how to use this as a way of reading your birth chart. And that was really
Oh,
fun. I had a really fun opportunity to do that.
that's so
And
cool.
yeah, I loved it. It was for her community thing that she has. But the guidebook is really good. It's a small guidebook, but I think it's well done. You have lots of information
I
in it.
felt when I was going through it, I felt it was informative without being terrifying.
Yes, exactly. And I feel the same way. Like if you just want like the basics information, like basic information, the direct information. I find the guidebook is fantastic
Yeah.
in that regard. So I really love this deck. It's definitely one of my top astrology decks. I think my next one would be the Astro Codes because they're only missing, in terms of the cards, they're only missing the elemental cards. But I don't find that as important
Mhm.
as some of the other cards that I really like having. But those cards are Oracle size, so they're just traditional Oracle size because it's a Hay House deck. So if you
Mhm.
wanted to look at a birth chart using those cards, you're gonna
It's
need a
huge.
lot of space, in my
Yeah.
opinion, for that specifically.
You
So
should
that
do
was
do a video too on how to, like, cast your birth chart using those cards.
yeah, I should. I did a workshop on it, but
Yeah.
I should do a video on
Or
that.
like
I'm
a
gonna
blog video combo or something, you know?
Oh,
Just
yeah, that would be fun too.
yeah.
And then the next deck I wanted to talk about was the Sacred Medicine Oracle. This is published by Hay House, by Asha Frost, and artwork by Steph Littlebird. This is an indigenous deck.
Mhm.
Um, and I really love that Hay House has started to work more with actual indigenous creators. That was definitely a criticism I think I've seen in the past, that they don't work enough with indigenous creators. And I think that they've definitely started to do that more and more. And I love this deck. As most of you know, I live in Canada. And in Canada, we have a very large Indigenous population, especially where I live, specifically in Montreal. There's a lot of Indigenous people. And I have really learned, especially in when I did my social service degree, learned to work with the Indigenous population here, because many live on the streets, unfortunately, because they come from, up north, like a lot of Inuit
Yeah.
indigenous people come from up north, to try to have a better life because it's very expensive up there, and or to get medical care and things like that. And a lot of them end up on the streets, and it's very, very unfortunate. So I've worked with a lot of indigenous organizations and things,
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
just love supporting indigenous creators and things like that. I think it's just absolutely amazing, and this deck is gorgeous.
It's it is quite l so that looks like it would pair really well with your gentle tarot,
Yes,
and then I feel like if you were
exactly.
putting 2 oracles with the gentle tarot, that might look really nice with the Signs of Our Times oracle.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Um, when I was going through this deck in my unboxing, it reminded me a lot of the book that I bought, Braiding Sweetgrass, which is
Mhm.
the author is indigenous, but indigenous to the US.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it a lot because a lot of the aspects in here reminded me of the stories that the author was talking about in that book, which is a completely different person. But
I actually really like that deck. I might add it to my short list.
oh, it's so gorgeous. Get it when Hay House has sales because you
Yeah,
can get this for as low as like $10,
and
I
yeah,
think, or something like that. So, or even 8. I've seen it as low as like $10
and
in
it's their
shipping. So.
classic, like, cardstock that they've had.
Yeah, it's a little bit it feels smooth,
Mhm.
like a smooth consistency. I really like it. I have no issues. It feels nice. It's not too thick. It's not too thin,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And I think it's just really, really well done. I do follow the artist on Instagram, and she posts like all these great activism type posts with her artwork, and
Yeah.
I love it so much. So if you want to support indigenous creators, definitely check out the stack. The artist and author are both indigenous. They're indigenous to the US, I believe, both of them. But it's a fantastic way to support, people of color and people who are not, white, I guess, in that sense. So I do really, I like to support creators that are, you know, more out there, get people to know their names and things like that. And I'm really big on that.
Mhm.
So yeah. And then my last deck that I wanted to talk about was one that really blew me away, I guess. I was really shocked by it when I did my unboxing. It's the Between the Worlds
Oh,
Oracle.
yeah.
This is by Monica Berdersky. She is the creator of the Shadowland Tarot, Shadowland Lenormand, if you're familiar with those particular decks. And I don't know, I just Red Feather sent me this, to review for my October month, and
Yeah, yeah.
I opened this. I was not expecting the book to be this thick.
We did when I saw your flip through, I was like, "Dang, she's thick."
I know. I was like,
It was
what is in this to be this thick?" That was
way thicker book than
my
I
first
I
thought,
thought.
first of all. And then when I really got into it after I showed when I showed the guidebook, when I got into it, there's so much information. You literally start off this deck with an entire little short story for the card.
Yeah,
And then she talks about the item. That's because the items that are based in this deck, they're actually based in a casting set that she has for herself.
yeah,
So she talks about the item and where she got it. And then she gives like a short little message, which is like short little sentences. And then you go into the advice, which is both an upright and reversed. And then you have reflection questions. So you can do journaling with this. You can literally deep dive this for an entire year, in my opinion.
yeah. With all of that information, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
it was so good. So I went through the cards. I really like the cardstock. It's like a matte, but it feels really nice.
Are they? I meant to ask you before. Are they Lenormand size?
I don't know if they're Lenormand size per se. I have a
But they're
Lenormand
small,
here, so
right?
let me yeah, but they're small, yeah.
Okay.
They're not traditional Oracle size. They're not,
Okay, so it's a
so the same height as
little
Lenormand
wider.
and a
Okay.
little bit wider, yeah. I think they would be the same size if you had, like, a pocket edition from Hay House. So if you had, like, their Oracle pocket editions, I think it's the same size as that,
Okay.
in terms of size, because this is a US Games, Lenormand. So, yes, I think they would be the same size as that, but I do love this deck so much. So all you have here is, like, a picture of the item and the name of it, and then a number
Mhm.
that corresponds with it. We have the horseshoe.
It's interesting that they're numbered.
They're numbered for the book because it's like an oracle deck. Because I guess if you didn't number them, you'd have to put them in alphabetical
Alphabetical order.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a specific, like, I guess they wanted them in a specific order.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we have the turtle, sundial shell. I really like this. This is great for people who are kind of curious about, like, bone casting and charm casting and things like that, but don't wanna get don't wanna get into that. That
It's
kind of
like bone throwing light.
Exactly, yeah. Which is definitely more for me.
Do you not like bones? Is that what it is? Or
I
you
don't
just
wanna
aren't into casting?
I don't think I wanna touch any bones, no. This creeps me out a bit.
You could always do charms, though. You don't have to
Yeah,
do
I
bones.
could do charms, but I would have to, like, build a set and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and I don't know, that sounds a little too much work for
It
me.
can be. Can be.
Yeah.
It's more work up front, for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like you would have to really fit meaning and stuff to it.
Yeah. And
And
then
I
test
feel
it
like for
out and
her, she actually did that because this was a
right.
set that belonged to her, and these items are things that she had in her life on her own, like, she found in her own life and things
Yeah.
like that, and everything is written in here. She has, like, the little short story that's kind of fictional, but she tells you what the item is and where she found it and
Right.
how she came about getting it. So, I feel like
I
in
love
that
that.
sense, there's a lot more meaning in that sense.
Yeah. I
And I
agree.
don't know, I would have to, like, find meaning in the things that if I build my own
I'm
set, I
like,
would have to
"Oh,
find
I
my
don't
own
wanna find
meaning in
meaning
them.
and stuff."
I just find that it's a lot of work.
It is, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a lot of work, but
I kinda, like, did the semi-homemade version, like, my set was pre-bought, but, like, none of
yes.
the pieces had meanings,
Yeah.
so it was like a half the struggle of finding them was done, but then I still had
Yes.
to assign the meanings, test them out, see
Yes.
how it worked. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's definitely an ongoing process.
Yeah. So I really like that. This deck is amazing, absolutely amazing. Um,
I really enjoyed that flip through. I thought about getting it just to see how it would complement my own readings, but it's just on my list, you know. Like I said, I'm
yeah,
on a low buy, so
yeah,
things that are higher priority come in first. That's all.
yeah. That's definitely true. And then in terms of like my honorable mentions,
Mhm.
obviously, the Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle, which goes with the tarot deck that I mentioned earlier,
Yeah,
was an honorable mention. And then the Oracle of Pluto, I really love that deck. Um, I found it very interesting and unique because I've never seen a deck that focused on shadow puppetry
shadows.
before.
Yes,
So I thought that was really interesting, and it just added something new to the Oracle card market, in my opinion.
I agree.
Mood crystals, that was a deck that I bought for $5 in the beginning of January, and I love that deck so much from David and Charles. It's so good. It's just crystals, but they're all associated with like a mood. So it's like an emotion deck, and you have like focuses like on different crystals and things, and I
Mhm.
really like it a lot. And then the last one I wanted to mention that no one likes, I never see anyone talk about it at all, the Roast Iconic Oracle. So I actually reached out to Sterling Ethos, which is now known as Union Square and Co. And I asked if I could receive it to review because I knew no one would like that deck. It just looks so, I don't know. It had an attitude and everything. And those kind of decks, I feel
What's it
like they
called again?
never. It's called Roast Iconic Oracle. I feel like no one just gives any decks like that any attention because everyone wants like soft decks. And that just is not soft. It is like swords galore and very edgy. I love it. It's so funny.
I see this on TikTok a lot.
Oh, do
Not
you?
but
Okay.
not on, like, YouTube or Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, I have an unboxing of it on my channel, and
Uh-huh.
I love it, actually. I have it right here, but it's, like,
One of the
so,
cards is feral.
yeah, it's so funny. It's, like, this small little deck. I wasn't expecting it to be a mini deck when I got it, so I was, like,
Oh,
pleasantly
yeah,
surprised, but it is the funniest thing and it reads so well too, like, it is so direct, and you just pull a card, you just start laughing because 'cause I'm just like, "Oh, wow." I did, pick a card
yeah.
pick a card with it in my, Instagram channel, and I don't think people like that much. So many people just left the channel because you can really like, the meanings are so short in the guidebook, but you can really go deep with it, in my opinion. Like, it's like this one here, Shadow. Deal with your demons before they deal with you. But you can go so much deep. Like, if you really take the time to sit with
Yeah,
the card, you can go deeper with that. But I found it so funny. I really love this deck actually, and I think she did a great job. Marcella Kroll. She has also another deck that's her other Oracle deck is actually way more popular than this one, in my opinion.
which one?
It's a symbol something, symbol one. I don't really remember the name. I don't have it. It's on
Sacred
my wish list.
Symbols.
Yes, that one. That one's way more popular than this one, in
I
my opinion.
Maybe it's because 'cause I've seen your flip through, but I've never seen the other one.
The sacred symbols?
Yeah,
I
never
see
seen
it on
that.
Instagram all the time.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I've seen
And she
yeah,
also has a tarot, but,
Dreamer's Tarot.
yeah, I've never seen that one around. I
I've
don't think
never
I've
seen
seen
that
that
one
one.
either. I've seen the roast iconic though.
Yeah,
Probably
I
because 'cause I'm on TikTok more and, TikTok is a little edgy sometimes, so
oh, yeah.
it's definitely a
Yeah.
different vibe than YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, yes, I know. It's, sometimes weird on there.
Yes.
What
Okay.
about you? What are your oracles?
So, I'm gonna go kind of since I mentioned this one earlier, I'm gonna go with this. The
Mm.
Signs of Our Times Oracle.
Oh, yes, such a good deck.
I think this is actually the ones that made it into my top 3, 2 of the top 3 are the only 2 that I traveled with this
Okay.
year. So, The Signs of Our Times went with me on a few vacations. Um, I
I want
ha
them to put a pocket out of that one.
Oh god, if they put a Pocket out and buy it so fast.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do it until later. um, so I saw this on. Did I see this on Instagram or TikTok? I think maybe both. I saw this on Instagram.
Didn't I tell you about this deck?
You told me about it too, but then
I
after you
told you
told me,
so many times about
it
it. I'm
was
like, get it, get it.
like and then I kept seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, fine, I'll freaking get this deck, and I love it. Like it's just so, um, it's very much more of a positive deck,
Mm,
but doesn't lean all the way into like an affirmation deck. But I love the vibrancy. It fits into my collection seamlessly, like between This Might Hurt, between Black Femme Tarot, a few other things that like slip my mind right now. It just pairs so beautifully with a lot of the style that I have in my deck already. So I just thoroughly enjoyed this. And the backs are so trippy.
I know.
And it's easy because of the way the cards are, like the, I guess, overall theme of the deck. It's easy to travel with because it can be just applied generically. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be paired with anything. You can use it on its own. And I just love it. I think it's just so lovely. Oh, that
Yeah.
one was upside down.
I love that deck also. I typically pair it with the Light Seers.
Yes, I forgot Light Years. That's the other other deck that I have that it
Yeah.
fits well with.
Yeah. Because it's modern, you know?
It is. It's modern, and I mean, I guess there's like a little bit of a basic bitch element about it that that fits my collection really well.
Yeah.
Um, so it's versatile. It can be used with a lot of different things. It can be used on its own. Um, so I tend to use this one a lot. In fact, I like about 2/3 of the way through the year, I forced myself to stop using it so much. I would say like by fall, I was like, I gotta use something
Yeah.
else. I have all these other decks.
She has, Crystal Banner has several other decks that are still indie. I
Oh,
know that she has a shop on Amazon where you can get some of her decks,
let me see.
where Amazon ships it on her behalf. I have some of them in my wish list. She has like a tarot and like some other um, oracles and things like that. You can get also. And yes, Lana, you should get Between the Worlds Oracle. You should. But yeah, yeah, she has a bunch. She has what is it called? The Kaleidoscope Tarot.
I didn't realize she was a black artist. I love this even more now.
Yeah, she is. And she has also the Kaleidodope, not
Kaleidodope.
Kaleidoscope. Kaleidodope
Oh,
Astrolog deck as well.
Astral
I really want
OD.
this one for me because astrology, but
Oh yeah, that would be so up your alley.
I
I would.
know.
I feel like I would like the affirmations deck,
Oh yes. Hmm.
and then I'm curious about the Life is Like a Board Game tarot. That just seems real fun.
Oh yes.
But you know how picky I am with tarot, so
I know, I know. She has a book coming out in February with Hay House for Oracle spreads.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna request it from Hay House and see how what's in
How
it.
it is.
Yeah,
That'd
how
be
it is and what's in it.
interesting. Like, how does it differ than like a tarot spread one, and why you should get that one over something else?
Well, spread books are nice. I feel like most spread books they focus solely on tarot and they don't really just make it like a spread book rather than just calling it tarot spreads, even though you can use tarot spreads with Oracle, in my opinion.
Yes.
Um, so it's nice that they're focusing on a book specifically for Oracle decks. Which I'm sure you can use also with tarot if you wanted to. But yeah, so I'm excited for that.
So my second one is a deck by Britta Bowman. It's the Divine Blessings. This one actually came into my collection. I
Yes.
think out of the three, the most recent. I saw this on Robin Reflections channel, and I don't know what it was, but I just like fell in love with it. I think I saw it on her Instagram, and then I looked it up on her channel later.
Mm.
But the guidebook is super thin. It's just literally like spreads about the author, how to work with the cards, stuff like that. It doesn't have anything about the cards on it at all,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually fine because the cards are their own little blessing. And
Right. Yeah.
again, they're like this high gloss, but I love it. I love the I like the design of them. They're just so beautiful. And I like that this I think I have very few like animal based decks. So I really like that this was surrounded by like it was based off of animals. So that way, oh, and look, this one's just so pretty. Look how much the colors pop. I just love it. So vibrant.
If Steph watches this after, because I don't think she's in the chat, but if she watches it after, or rather, if they watch it after, because they're on, I don't think they're in the chat, but if they watch it after, then because Steph loves raccoons.
I feel like yeah, trash pandas are fun.
Yeah.
But I just like this because I got it as part of my like desire to explore journaling in 2024.
Mm.
And I like the concept of like having a blessing and then I can like write about it. So that
Yeah, that's nice.
so that's kind of how I've been using this deck right now. I haven't
Hmm.
really tried pairing it with anything because that wasn't my original intent.
Hmm.
Um but I love the like look at that cool like
Ooh,
hollow on the side and then just the artwork is so gorgeous. She has a few other decks that did give me
she
pause. Like
does, yes.
they are gorgeous. But because I'm on a low buy, I stuck to my guns and only got this one. But I was hovering over that buy button for a while on some of the other ones. So
Yeah.
um again, she's Bauman. She's on Etsy. I don't remember what her Etsy name is right offhand,
Let
but
me see if I can get it and then I'll link it.
yeah,
Because I think I have it saved. Because I really like that deck. When you showed it, I was like, oh my God.
I know it's so
I love
gorgeous.
animal decks.
I
So,
know you, and I have very few animal decks. Like I have the Bestiary deck that comes to mind. I
yes.
have the Meraki Tarot, which it's very animal
Hmm.
forward. And then everything else is very like people and animals. I can't think of anything else that I have that's just solely animals. So that's why I decided to go for it.
Let's see. This one, yes, I found it.
Alana, you
Yeah.
should totally treat yourself to one. I don't know
Yeah.
which one, but one of them because they're gorgeous.
Okay, here we go. I will share the shop. That's what I'll do. Copy.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see here. What is going on?
And I can't remember. Let me see. I'm not signed in on the computer, so
Is it Britta something?
oh, it's Britta Ballman DK. I got it.
Yeah, I think it comes from. Do her decks come from Denmark? They come from Europe, no?
Oh.
Are they from the US?
Let me click in one and see.
Yeah, US.
Oh yeah, Nevada. Or in the US, Nevada for
Yeah.
those of you not from the States, sorry.
Yeah, US.
Yeah, so she has and the decks are not a terrible price in my opinion. Like that one was 52 cards and was 36 $37.
Yeah,
36
USD.
US. Sorry, US.
Yeah. For me, they're 50 Canadian.
Okay.
And then shipping is an additional $30.
Oof. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, eh.
But yeah, the other deck, I think I was debating on the Animal Healing Oracle. And I was like, let me see how I just do with this one first. And I was well behaved.
Okay. I really like the Aura Alchemy Oracle,
Mhm. That
which
was
is
another
like
one that I thought about.
the smaller cards. And with, oh my god, the edging is pink. Stop. Stop. And then I really liked the winter forest frequencies because it's winter animals and I don't have enough winter decks. I saw this one on Robin's
Oh, you saw the winter?
Instagram. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she has this one.
I think she has a few of them, I think.
Yes, she does have a few of them. I've seen them on her Instagram before. And I think I does she have an unboxing of this on her channel? I don't remember. But yeah, the winter forest frequencies, I saw it and I was like,
I think she has an unboxing or something about the divine blessings. I think
okay,
that's the
yeah.
only one I looked for.
So good. Anyway.
I know. Okay, so my third one is the Citadel Oracle deck.
Oh, I knew it.
It makes sense. Oh, and look who is here. Camille.
Is it Luna?
Yeah.
Hi Luna.
Our other co-host is here to share her views on some decks. So the Citadel Oracle is these really cool shaped cards.
Yeah.
This is actually like the second edition, I guess. I don't know how they're doing the
Yeah.
editions
Mm,
or
I would
version.
I would say this is the second version
Yeah.
because the first one was a limited edition with the seed and sickle, and
Yes.
it didn't have all the cards that are in this edition. And I
Correct.
know that the artist changed some of the cards, and obviously they changed the shape, they changed the box, they
Yeah.
changed the guidebook, and things like that.
Like it
So
became its whole own
own
thing.
thing. Yeah. So I would say like the second version. I'm gonna say second version of this deck.
I like that. So this deck is cool. So similar to the Elridge Overload, there's a tabletop RPG that goes along with it.
Hmm.
And I turned it into like a solo play and recorded it. I have it scheduled to go live probably at the end of the month. But I really like this deck just because it's so unique. It kind of hits all of the points that I really like in an Oracle deck. It is broken up into the elements, which I really like because I feel like it complements tarot in a very unique way when it does
Yeah.
that. It has the keywords on the cards. It has a lot of vibrant imagery on the cards. And then there's like, I think that because of that, it pairs very well with tarot. Visually, I don't think I have very many decks that it goes well with,
Oh, me
if at
too.
all. And
I
now
s-
that I think
I
about it,
still don't know what I'm pairing it with. I think I paired it with the Hush Tarot at one point, and I think that was it.
yeah, it's so unique because it's black, white, and red,
Yeah.
and with like a little bit of gold in there. Like,
Yeah. And I
oh
think what? Anyway, I think that it would probably pair good with the horror tarot, to be honest with you, because the horror tarot is black, white, and red. But the
yeah.
thing is, I didn't get along with that deck, so I don't like. I
I
don't
also
want
don't
to.
think the vibe would necessarily go well together. So it's like Poe Tarot.
Oh, the Poe Tarot. Yes, and I just got that from Schiffer Red Feather too, but I
Really?
haven't.
I gotta
I
look it up.
Yeah, it's not the one. So it's not the one I typically use during October month. Not the one from Llewellyn. It's the one from Schiffer Red Feather. Um, I don't think you'll like the art, to be honest with you. But yes, I have that, but I haven't even opened it. Like I haven't touched it yet. I still have to film a bunch of unboxings for Red Feather. So, but thanks, Tara. I'm gonna keep that in mind when I do my unboxing for it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't like it.
Told you. I
I'm
told
so
you.
picky, but I do love this deck. Um I do find this probably to be the most neutral out of the oracle decks that I picked.
Yes.
It feels very much more like exploring the archetypes of oneself versus like just a general oracle deck, which I
Mm,
really enjoy.
yeah.
Um, and this is the other deck that I've traveled with before. I paired it, I think I pair it with my This Might Hurt Tarot just because I like it, you
Oh,
know?
okay.
So,
I don't
not
know.
because it aesthetically goes together. Stop
Yeah.
licking the
I was
thing.
thinking of potentially pairing it with the literary tarot. Maybe that.
I would
Maybe that
love to
one.
see that.
Me
I mean,
too, actually. Maybe I'll check that out later and take a
yeah.
picture. And then maybe I'll put the picture in your Discord.
Yes, because I wanna
Oh,
see that.
yes. Let me actually put the link. So if anyone doesn't know, Brittany
Yes.
has a Discord
Oh,
and and you should definitely join if you're looking for another Discord community that's witchy and
witchy and
fun and
divination and working
great
on being a little more consistent with some events that are strictly Discord next year or this year. My God, this year.
this year. Yeah. Let me get the link. Where in the world is the link?
Let's see if this works. I think
Oh, here, invite people. There we go. There's the link.
I know Discord's so weird about that.
No, they had it. I think they changed something when they changed their interface on the phone.
Yes, they did.
And then I don't know, they changed also the desktop or the access that you can have on the computer or whatever. And it's just I'm just like, well, where is everything? What's going on? So yes, let me find where is it? Here we go. And then here you go. And then let me go to your channel and link it also there for people that are.
It should show on both.
I don't think it does.
Huh.
I think it only shows for the people.
Okay. I
No,
know
it.
a
Oh,
lot to
sorry.
say.
This thing. Yes, a lot to say. Your cat is so cute, though.
Thank you. She says thank you. She's the true star of the show, everyone.
Literally, we're just the I don't know the
We're the
peasants.
backups until she's ready to make. We're her. What do they call the people that hype up the crowd before the main star comes on?
Oh, the audience. I don't know. I was gonna say we're the peasants
Well,
compared
yeah, that too.
compared to her royalty, but
Yes. Okay. So I know we did our tarot, we did our oracle. I know you wanted to mention a Lenormand. So what's your
yes.
Lenormand?
So for Lenormand, I brought in actually 6 Lenormands into my collection in 2023. 3 I bought, 3 I received as I was gifted. They were sent to me
Hmm.
for review. But one that really stood out to me from all the decks was this one, the Pixies
Yeah.
Ascending Lenormand. And I actually was on Lisa Pape's channel for her. She does like this series on her channel where, she helps people pick a deck. Her and Peggy, her and her wife Peggy, they help
Say
people
yes to the
say yes
deck,
to the
right?
deck. Yeah. And I was on there and I picked, and this was one of the options, but I ended up going with another deck. And then it had been like a month or something since I ended up buying. Like I bought it a month later because I was waiting for like funds and stuff. So I bought it a month later, and this was on sale with the Centennial pocket edition. And I wanted to get both of those, and both of them were on sale. And I was like, you know what? Let me just get it. So I got all of them, and then the episode was only going to come out like I think 2 months after we filmed.
Yeah.
So I had plenty of time, so I ended up getting those. I ended up showing both Lenormands on the video that I did unboxing of, and I don't know, I use this one so much more because I use the Centennial Pocket Edition a lot. And I just love it. They pair so well because, Pixie's art, and
Yes.
I love Pamela's artwork. And the person who created this using her artwork, they
Yeah.
did a fantastic job. Edmund
Oh, it's
Zabrowski.
gorgeous. When I was debating on my first Lenormand deck to buy, it was between that and another one.
Yeah, the one you ended up getting, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
But I love this. The guidebook is really well done. And they go so well together
Yeah, they
when
do.
you pair them. And I sometimes love using tarot with Lenormand
Are those high
because
gloss?
they're the same kind of cardstock as all US games pocket editions, in my opinion. They kind of have a sheen to them, but they're not
Okay.
like super shiny. Like they're not gloss.
Okay.
They just have like they're matte with like a coating on top
Oh, okay.
that gives
Gotcha.
it a bit of
Gotcha.
a sheen. But yes, I love this deck very much. I use it a lot when I want something that's, regular, not themed.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so good, and I wanted to mention it. I guess an honorable mention would be like the was it 1999 Summer Bazaar Summer Lenormand that I got for a review
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
from Montreal Studios. That
Mm-hmm.
would be an honorable mention. I'm gonna use that in the summer though, because it feels more summer vibes, and I feel like we're too winter right now.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
too much
I totally
snow
get it.
outside to be using that. But that one's like more of an anime kind of style, but it's so cute and very summer vibes. I really like it. So I'm gonna use that probably in the summer. But this one I used a lot in 2023.
My goal for 2024 is to practice Lenormand more consistently.
Yeah.
So last year I did bring in 3 Lenormand decks.
Mm,
I got the Under the Roses. This is the one that I would mention as my top Lenormand.
yeah.
And then I got the Boji blog, which is super cute, but it's
Yeah.
very difficult to like learn on. And then
Yeah.
I got the Neon Moon, which is also really nice, but a little more. There's a lot going on, and
Yeah.
I think for learning purposes, I'm gonna stick with Under the Roses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when I was first getting the decks, I was debating on getting like either that one or the Under the Roses. But see, the images are sorry, let me get it to focus. The images are like much more simple.
Yeah.
So they're easy to understand, easier to remember. Um, One of the things that I like about this deck is that you can replace the people in it.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find.
I have a few Lenormands like that where they have different people.
Yeah, so
Like,
I replaced the original lady with this lady. So it feels a little more diverse in that sense.
mm,
And then even just normally like with the other people in it that are represented, they have other like skin types and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um and here's like for instance the gentleman. So I just wanted something very simple, very basic to learn on.
Yeah.
Because my first one technically was the green glyphs, Oracle or
Mhm.
Lenormand rather.
Yeah.
And I liked the guidebook, but the images were too simplistic
Okay.
for learning. Like they were fine. I would say that they're fine, but this is better if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I really like the green glyphs. I have the first edition that Lana sent me for my birthday.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't use it too much. I think I only used it once, and that was for my year ahead spread. So,
Mhm.
but I do like the simplicity of it. But obviously, if you're, I guess, still learning, it might be maybe too simplistic to
Yeah.
really grasp the concepts and things like that. So,
Yes, that's exactly
yeah,
the issue with it. But I like I like how the guidebook lays certain things out, how it
yeah, the
explains
guidebook is
like
really good.
yes, positive versus negative versus neutral, how
Yeah,
it gives examples of how it interacts with other cards.
yeah,
So, I will sometimes use that book with this, depends
yeah.
on if I'm traveling or not. But now that the, pocket edition of the Centennial deck is out, I might switch it up a little and try to do, like, a mixture of both. So
Mm.
that way, if I'm traveling, I can take the Pixie deck and the Centennial pocket and
Yeah. And I find the scenes really good in the Pixies Astounding Lenormand. So I feel like you can really get the concepts of the card from the scene that's taking place, which I really like. That's something I really like when it comes to the Lenormand. Like I don't mind simplistic, but I really like the scenic version, I think. The scenes of the cards.
yeah, so do I. Um,
Yeah.
oops, sorry, trying to fix my filters. So I guess that was everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we said that we were gonna talk about one deck
Oh,
that we were not I wanna say disappointed by, but maybe something that was, like, wasn't what we expected in the sense that we maybe had high hopes for it, or it just didn't meet our expectations, I guess, in
yeah,
a way. And,
yeah.
like, not in a good way.
So which deck was that for you?
So I requested a few decks from Inside Editions for like my October month, but I ended up getting really sick, so I didn't end up putting them up in October. I ended up putting them up, I think, in November or something.
Mhm.
And one of them was the Stranger Things Tarot.
Oh.
And I
Sorry.
I
I've been a
I
hater my whole life. I'm
I
sorry.
had high hopes for it.
I did not.
I really like Stranger Things. I really like the show. I think the
Mhm.
show is really well done and things like that. So I was like, okay, Netflix licensed it, gave them the license, gave them the rights. Let's hope that they're gonna do something good with
Nope.
it. And they kind of dropped the ball in my opinion with it. They could have done so much better. The artist has a nice art style, I will say that. I just feel like I don't know what's going on half the time in the cards. I'm just like, what is this?
I feel like they sniffed a line and then they were just like, "All right, let's create this deck." Because a lot of the choices were nonsensical.
Yeah, they didn't make sense to me either. I did like the fact that they changed the names to try to go more with the theme of the
Show.
show, but I don't like what nothing made sense. Like it didn't make sense with the suits. So
Right.
in the book, let me find the page. In the book, where do they talk about the suits?
It's like the idea of changing the names to meet the theme, awesome, but the names that they chose could have been chosen to meet the right suit, and they just were like,
Yeah,
"Nah."
yeah. So the guidebook, I will say, is really well written.
Mhm,
The author is Casey Gilly, and she is well known in this universe. So she goes to Comic Con, she does writing and stuff. She's at Comic Con and things like that, and she does a lot of stuff. So she's really well known in the comic world. Okay,
mhm.
so she has a really good writing style, but the suits don't really make sense to me. So like the pseudo scoops, for example, is supposed to be pentacles. What? Like I would have thought cups.
Cups.
First of all, scoops, ice cream.
Right. Like a
That's what I'm thinking.
scooper, it's a vessel that holds something.
Yeah, so that didn't really make sense. Um, then the other one was spokes, which is supposed to be like the bikes and things like
Which should have
that.
been pentacles.
Yes, that should have been pentacles. The other two, however, strands, which is wands, and dice, which is swords, I kind of understand. Because dice, they say here, this is what she says. She says, dice corresponds to the suit of swords and is associated with the element of air, ruling over intellect, ambitions, and advancing yourself in the game. So I felt like that kind of made sense because with dice, that's how you use dice to advance yourself in a if you're doing a board game
Right.
or whatever it is you're playing D&D. I don't know what people are playing with dice, but I kind of understood that. But then strands, I was like, wait, what? Like I was kind of confused with the strand. It talks about sparking feelings of creativity and motivation, but
Oh, that's a stretch.
isn't strands from like the upside down? Isn't that a bad thing? Like
Right.
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know what's going on here, to be very honest with you. And then there was a lot of cards that were very pippish, and I just didn't get it. Like the whole cup suit, it's like there's mostly let me find some cards from the cups. Like it's just people holding ice creams. I'm just like, what is going
Which is
on?
funny because, like, what does that have to do with either cups
What does that have
or
to do with pentacles
oh,
though? Because that's
crap,
the
I
suit.
forgot they're
That's the
pentacles.
suit. It's
That
pentacles. I
makes
don't
that makes me infurious. Like, I am infuriated.
like the art is really well done. Like this artist has really great art style, but like
It just was not applied.
and then
It
the strands are all the lights. So in that case, I kind of understand. But like, this is supposed to be the 8 of strands. It's just a ball of lights. Like I don't what. This is supposed to
and
be
strands
depicting
is fire,
8 of strands is 8 of wands. So this is supposed to be depicting movement,
movement.
action,
A
quick,
bundle of lights is the opposite of that.
quick things. All these lights, first of all, are tangled.
Yeah.
So there's no quickness in this. And then it's just a ball where some of the lights are not even on, some of them are off. Like you have some on, some off. This doesn't really feel 8 of wands energy to me. It feels too slow. It
Yeah.
feels
It
partial. Like
feels stagnant. It feels the exact
yeah,
opposite of
exactly. So I was like, I don't understand.
ugh.
This is the 3 of scoops. It's a banana split, I guess, or no,
Why?
3 ice creams and a thing.
Like, to what end?
I
For
I don't know if this is supposed to work because that's the thing. The 3 of pentacles is like collaboration, working with others, typically a group thing, a work related project with other people, right? But then you have this feels more cups vibes to me with the 3. If you think of
it
like
very much
friendship, sharing in a
yeah,
sense, you're sharing ice cream with friends, communicating, you're having a good time. 3 of cups is like getting together with friends, having a party, celebrating with friends and things like that. That
yeah.
feels more cups energy in that sense. So I was like, I don't know. The cardstock is garbage. It's so thin. I love the cardstock that they've been putting out in their newer decks, but this is not it. Is not it, my friend. Is not it. For people
So
who are picky about cardstock, they would find this garbage. Me, I don't really care too much because I overhand shuffle, so for me, it's not
yeah.
the biggest end of the world. But I was kind of disappointed. Like
I don't
I was
mind if
expecting a
cardstock
little
is
bit
a little
more.
thinner. I just, I don't know. I don't mind if it's thinner because it's less
Yeah,
likely to hold, like, a severe bend
yeah,
if it
that's true.
is.
That's true.
So, as a riffle and bridge shuffler, I don't mind that too terribly much, but at
Okay.
the same time, it has to like, something has to be redeeming about the deck.
Yeah, see, the
And if
thing
it's
is
not the art or the suits or anything, I mean, like
yeah. See, the thing is, other people would probably disagree with you in terms of the cardstock. They don't like thin cardstock like this, but for
yeah,
me, I don't really care. Like I do like the mattness of it. It is nice and smooth in terms of a
yeah.
nice matte. So that's nice. It's just a little thinner than what I'm used to when it comes to their decks. Like I have several of their decks,
Yeah,
ones that I've bought myself, ones that they have sent me for review. And this cardstock is the only cardstock I think out of all the decks I have I don't like.
really.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think the Necronomicon is the best cardstock. I do like the cardstock in the, oh, what's it called? Tarot del Toro. That's nice.
Mhm.
Um I also like from their earlier decks, like the Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah,
and that's nice cardstock. This is the only one, like, I like the feel of it, I don't like the thinness of it.
yeah.
That's, I think, the only thing. But,
Is
yeah,
that
I was
thinner than the Wild Unknown?
um, I don't
'Cause
know.
Wild Unknown's pretty thin.
I don't know, I don't think so. Like the regular edition? Let me see. Let's see.
Alana was like, "From laughter, confusion, and annoyance." She was
I
triggered from your from your flip through.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same thinness.
Okay, see, I like that.
Yeah, me too,
But
though. Me too.
I I know
I
that
love this deck.
it's probably on the thinner end than what people want, but I don't
Yeah,
mind it because I'm a little tough on my cards, and I find that they actually survive better,
yeah,
ironically.
yeah.
But they
Okay.
cannot be thinner than that. If they're thinner than that, that's a problem
Oof,
because I will
then it
just
would be paper.
crumble. Yes, I will
It would be
crumble.
paper at that point.
You see?
Um, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah, so
I remember seeing flip throughs of that and being angrily disappointed. I think I brought it up multiple times in our tower chat where I'm just like, "I cannot believe how bad this is."
yeah,
I think I was,
I was
like, physically angry about it for, like, a while.
I definitely thought that they could have done better. Like, I have several of their, like, themed decks, and
Yeah.
while I know a lot of people don't like all of them, there's several that I love. Like, I love the Nightmare Before Christmas and the Disney Villains. I love those 2 decks.
Those 2
There's
are
lots of
very,
people.
very popular, and overall, I think they've been pretty well received.
Really? I've heard I've heard mixed things. I've heard lots of people hate those 2 decks specifically. I love it, and they're a mix of both Pip and, like, the miners are, like,
Yeah,
mixed with Pip and, Scene, which is totally fine with me. I really like that. Um, I know some of their other decks were not well received, the ones that are just fully Pip in the minors. They find
yeah,
them lazy and things like that.
yeah.
I don't personally find it lazy. Like some artists, like any of the decks created by, or the art is by
Disney?
Tomas Hijo. I don't know how to pronounce his surname, to be very honest with you. He's from Spain. So he lives in Spain.
Mhm.
And his decks, they're all Pip in the minors. And I think it's because he's from Spain. If you look at Spanish cards, like
Mhm.
actual Spanish cards, it has a similar feel in the minors,
Yeah.
with the Pip, and I think that's why his decks are Pip. I put out that theory in my last unboxing that I did for one of his decks, the Del Toro, I think, or one before that,
That would make
where
sense.
where I said that he's from Spain. So my my brain is like,
Yeah.
it's probably because, he probably deals a lot with Spanish card decks, and they don't have scenic, like in the minors, it's not scenic, it's just Pip, you know? And but
Yeah,
people get angry all the time, but you have to assume that not every artist is from North America, and some people, they do their minors differently in other countries, or they go more of a TDM, which is a Tel de Marseille kind of style,
yeah.
right? So, yeah, but I really like his artwork, but this was just a mess. Like, I don't know, a mess. I'm gonna keep it because it's in my collection, but it's gonna be at the bottom. Like, I have 2 stacks of Inside Edition decks, and it's just at the bottom
'Cause it
with with
ugh,
the with the horror tarot. So that one, and then the horror tarot's on top of it. Because this is worse than the horror tarot. At
it's
least the horror tarot, it was only a few cards that I was just like, I don't get what's going
yeah,
on, and the guidebook was not
not
good at
helpful.
all. Um, But this at least had the guidebook was really well written. Like, I find the guidebook well written because Casey Gilly wrote it, but I don't know, is the structure is a mess, is the
Yeah,
issue.
I watched a few flip throughs and unboxings of it when it first came out, and I was like, yikes.
Mm,
It's like someone
I know.
described tarot to someone and was like, here, make a deck. And that's it. It was the choices
I
were
I
just
know, I know.
insanity.
I still haven't unboxed, the one that Amazon Prime did with Inside Editions, which is the Good Omens. I have high hopes for it because, the author is Minerva Siegel, and I'm friends with her, and I love her writing style. All her decks that she's done the guidebook for, I've absolutely loved. I don't know the artist, though, and I haven't looked to see if it's Pip or fully illustrated or anything
Yeah.
like that 'cause I haven't filmed the video for it, but
That's the only
I
one that I'm loosely interested in.
I really love the show. The show is,
So
oh,
did I.
it's
I've never read
amazing.
the books, but
Neither
I
have
love
I.
the show. Okay, so for me, my deck isn't as viscerally annoying as yours. Mine is just more so I bought it with, like, dreams of grandeur, and I didn't actually use it as much because
Oh,
of the reason that I wanted to use it. So for
okay.
me, it's actually 2 decks. It's the, let me make sure I'm saying the right names. So it is the Spirits and Shadows Oracle and the Dreams and Incarnations Oracle.
Okay, yes.
And I I love it in the sense that it is so dark and mysterious, and it has like this very macabre feel. I think this has the cat tarot that goes along with it.
Yeah, the Haunting Cat
The
Tarot?
haunted cat, yeah.
Yeah.
Um I really like this, but it's a little triggering. It's very dark.
Yes.
I bought this with the idea of doing more shadow work, and I realized that I simply do not do that regularly.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm not sure. I want to revisit this year. I just don't know in what way.
Okay.
So, um, like I think I used this in a live stream once for our like community read, and I was like, I cannot do that again. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. That
Yes.
was a dark way to start the live stream. So, I think I even, like, switched it out in the live stream. I was like, "I can't. I'm sorry, guys."
And no, you switched it out after the community read. So if
Yeah.
you were gonna pull, like, an oracle, I think, you pull it
Yeah, I
from
was like, if I'm gonna pull oracles for people, it cannot be from this deck. So, it's
Yes, I
like,
remember that. That was
oh god.
freaking funny.
I was like, "Oh god." I was like, "Sorry, guys, if you weren't having a good day before, this isn't helping." But it's such a dark deck, but it's really it makes you dive within yourself. But, sometimes that's just too much. So I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate this without it just being one ball of pure depression.
I
But it's
think
just
you
I don't know.
they don't have any other oracles, do they? Is this the only 2 that they have?
I think they might have one more
They need to make, like, the opposite side to the darkness, I think, like a deck that's
to balance
more
it out,
light, I
just
guess, to
to
have more of the balance. Or it needs to be paired with, like, a tarot that's, like, maybe a little
very
lighter, I guess.
happy-go-lucky, yes.
It's 2 decks, Alana. It's,
Yeah,
what are the
it's
names again?
Spirits and Shadows Oracle and Dreams and Incarnations Oracle.
Yeah.
I got 2. They're very similar. One has I think this is the Dreams and Incarnations, and this one's the
Yes.
Spirits and Shadows.
Yeah. You can combine them. There's, like, a bundle on Etsy. You can combine them to be one deck. Let me find it. I have it, I think, in my
Yeah, it's by Shadow Arts Finds. Let me see if I can find their bundle.
um thought I saved it.
The bundle is a little pricey, but I mean, you get a whole lot of deck. You get
Yeah.
52 card decks. So here, I found it.
Okay, you gonna link it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully this goes to like, whoop, that is a big link.
That's a long link, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So, but I
Okay.
mean, together it's a very thick deck, which is cool because you could just like, pull from it. I kind of split it in half and then like just work with a piece of it and go from there. But it's a nice deck. Don't get me wrong. I think I just don't know what to do with it. It ended up being a little harder hitting than I had anticipated. And what's crazy
Yeah.
is I got this because I saw someone using it on live and I was like, "Oh wow, I really like this deck." And then when I used it, it was like doom and gloom. I hope you stay inside cuz the world's ending. Oh my god. Like maybe it's me. Jesus Christ. So, needless to say,
Oh,
I didn't
no.
use it much after that, and I'm like, "I don't know what to do with this."
You
So,
should have used it in October. I think it would have been great
maybe
for, like,
that's
Halloween.
maybe that's what I should do. I should just make this my spooky month deck, and that way it has its purpose. It doesn't have to be all the time. I don't have to try to make it work when obviously it wants to work with
Yeah.
how it's gonna work. 'Cause, can't do that again. I will literally have no subscribers. But yeah, that's my only deck that for me, I limited it to thank you for the shorter, more sensible link.
Oh, you're
Um,
welcome.
I limited it to the stuff that I personally bought, um, in 2024 versus what was
Yeah.
sent to me because 'cause I'm so picky, so when things are sent to me, I'm looking at it through a different lens than when I
Yeah.
buy something.
Yeah, I'm not as picky, so
Yeah, it's easier for you.
yeah. So I just picked what I use the most, last year.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I did the the my tops, and then for the bottom, I just wanted to clarify for anyone that
Oh,
I
yes.
picked something that I personally bought. But, yeah, that was everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was everything.
Okay, cool. So,
A lot of stuff.
it was, I guess we'll figure out when we're gonna be here, in February and what we're gonna
Yes.
do. But, oh, anything coming out soon that you wanna shamelessly plug, Self?
Oh, my channel, I don't know. I still have to film several videos, but I have my Cozy Tarot Sunday blog post going up tonight. So you'll be able to read that. And then I have a few other blog posts that I am working on. And then I need to film several things. I have received, I don't even know how much stuff to film for my channel. And yeah. The other thing I guess I want to plug is that I'll be on Tara's channel next month on the 11th, I think it is. She is doing a tarot study sprints kind of chill
Ooh,
live
fun.
with Kelsey from, oh god, what how do you pronounce her channel? I don't even know. Higa Tarot. Tara's gonna have to tell it because I don't even know how to pronounce the I don't know how to pronounce the name, but her name is Kelsey. She also has a channel, and I'm excited for that. It's gonna be on the 11th at 1.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yes,
February.
yeah, February.
Okay, so
Hug
in
Tarot. Thank you, thank you, because
hug
I don't know how to pronounce that.
hug a tarot? Hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. So that will be in 1, 2, 3 weeks.
yeah.
Nice.
I think the video is already or the live notification thing is already up. Let me get the link for it and I'll put
Okay,
it
yeah,
in
for
the
sure.
chat
Post
in
that.
case people are want to turn on notifications. If I can type, I don't, God.
No typing.
Yeah, it doesn't want me to type. What about you? What do you have coming? Want to
Um,
plug?
so I do have some videos that are being edited and just have to be scheduled. So,
Mm.
I have my huge unboxing and flip through and like book flip through from Running Press that includes like three oracles, two books. So
Mm.
it's a lot of stuff. And that'll be a nice long video just to get an idea of the stuff that has come out between December and will come out through like March, I think it is.
Yeah,
It's
March.
like a
Yeah.
long span of stuff. So some stuff is already released, some stuff's about to be released, and some stuff will be released in March. So that will be coming up soon if I can finish editing that. um I have a new deck that came in, so I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I really need to get off of Robin Reflections channel because she keeps forcing me to buy stuff. But here are the backs of the cards. This is the Gullah Tarot. I'm super excited. This
Ooh.
is going to be I need to film this, but this is going to go up for Black History Month for obvious reasons. Um, and then I have a few other. Oh, I did my first like solo tabletop campaign with the Citadel Oracle deck. So part one is going to go live probably, excuse me, probably sometime either end of January or early February. And then I have a few other things in the works that I can't remember right now, but I have a few flip throughs I think I need to get up for you guys.
Mm.
Also trying to be more consistent in Discord. If you guys want to do some like tarot practice readings, I'm trying to get them to be either weekly or bi-weekly. I haven't quite figured out a rotation of those yet. And then some other fun things on Discord that I haven't fully scheduled regularly, but are wanting to do.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for linking the channel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome. So it seems like we have
Thursday. Don't you mean Wednesday, Alana? Bell, let's talk days on the 24th. No. Mm.
wait, Thursday.
No, I think she meant Wednesday, the 24th, because I was a guest on, so Alana, 3 Degrees of Love Divination, who's in the chat. She has a video premiering Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at 8. I was one of the guests that she had, along with
Oh,
another guest
fun.
for Bill Let's Talk Day, which is a mental health advocacy day in Canada, hosted and sponsored by Bell, who's a telecommunication company here in Canada. And yeah, that's gonna be here. I'll link that too, actually. Give me a second. I'll link that too in case anyone wants to join us in the chats, talk about mental health, tarot, and all that fun stuff. Let me get the link for this. Also, uh, why can I never find your channel, Alana? It's like so complicated. It never gives me. Oh, here we go. There we go. It's like, what is going on? Okay, copy. Okay, one. And
There we go.
2. I'm gonna link it again though,
Okay.
because I don't think it shows up on on either channel, so I have to link it in both chats.
Let me see.
Okay, that's one, and then onto my channel. Like, it shows up for on our end on Restream as
Yeah.
2 separate things, but here, when I look in the chat, they don't show up.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Interesting. I always thought they
Yeah.
were sharing across channels.
No, I think only the video is shared across channels. The chat is not shared across channels. So I'm
Lame.
just gonna link it in both places in case there's people in both sides of the chat. So
Thank you.
there we go. So yes, if you want to join us for that, it's gonna be fun. It's not live. It
And
was
it's
pre-filmed. It's gonna be a premiere.
and just to be clear, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
Yes.
I think I will probably be here, maybe a little late. I'm. I don't think I have dodgeball that day.
Oh, that's good. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, I
Mm.
usually have dodgeball on Wednesdays, but I think I have a bye that week, so
Ooh.
it means I could probably be here, and I'm sure you'll remind me.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram on Wednesday. I hate
Yeah,
posting things too far like in
ahead.
it ahead
Yeah,
because it gets drowned out by other posts that I post, so then people
yeah,
forget about it. So I like posting the day of.
that makes
So
sense.
I'll
That
post
makes
the
sense.
day of.
Okay.
Remind
Well, that
people and put a
sounds
link and things like that.
awesome. It sounds like everybody has some really fun things coming up. Um, so check out those links, guys. I love sharing the different channels. I need to go back and make sure I subscribe to everybody who joined today because I always forget to do that.
Yes.
But any final words before we wrap up, so?
No, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're coming from Brittany's, and if you're coming from my channel, subscribe to Brittany's channel and like both videos.
Yep, double
Yeah,
likes.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much, guys. We will see you in February. I don't know what we're going to be talking about yet, but I'm sure it'll be just as fun. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments.
Yes.
Otherwise, we will see you later. Have a great Sunday fun day.
Have a nice day, everyone.
And
Bye.
we'll see you in the next one.